After Shadow the Hedgehog crashed and burned, they reviewed his new game at 2005. It was called Sonic the Hedgehog, and it then released in 2006. And if you're familiar with this series, you should know what happened next. This game came out a broken mess and was hated by fans and critics alike. But do I feel the same way? Number 1, read the title. Number 2, let's find out. Sonic's story starts with his festival when Eggman drops in and says that he wants her in the Chaos Emerald. All hope is lost when Sonic comes to save the day. They then escape just so Elise can get captured. Get used to me saying that, by the way. Sonic and Elise tell them they then head to the desert when they rescue Elise and meet this new character. Then Elise gets captured again. Sonic tells Venom meets Knuckles where they get a message from Eggman. They go to Eggman's base where he sends them to the future. They meet Shadow and Rouge where they then use Chaos Control to go back to the past. Sonic then saves Elise again to have her get captured again. So Sonic then saves Elise again and then she gets captured again. So Sonic and a new character have to save her, but then she and Eggman die.
Elise!
But Sonic and a new character uses Chaos Control to go back in time, and then Sonic saves Elise. If it seems like I was disinterested talking about Sonic's story, it's because the story is really boring. Really, I could have summarized this as Sonic saves the princess, and you would get the same information. But hey, I think Sonic's story was as personal as the other characters in SAE1. But in my opinion, what carried that story is Sonic himself, and also the way he interacted with the other characters. So how is he here? Absolutely the most boring Sonic interpretation yet. How do we go from Mr. Adventure-loving cool guy from the adventure games to someone who only thinks about Elise? Like really, all he thinks about is Elise. The new character mentions that he's the Iblis Trigger, so you'd think he would think about that. Nope, time to save Elise. Sonic sees the new character with a Shadow lookalike and doesn't question it. While on the topic of Tails and Knuckles, can I just say, these were not needed in this game. It doesn't help that Knuckles has the most ugly character model in this game. There's also Eggman, which is kinda lame in this game, but my part carries the character.
My, aren't we impatient? Wouldn't the door have been easier?
Also, I don't hate his redesign in this game, but I'm not sure why they did it considering his design was good. But we can't talk about Sonic's story in Sonic 06 without talking about Elise. But she's the most hated Sonic character, but honestly, she's fine. I just don't really hate her that much.
Well, I was desperate and, I just had to get away. I owe you a lot, Sonic.
She's the game's love interest for Sonic. And getting this out of the way, I don't think Sonic and Elise's relationship is bestiality. Sonic is a hedgehog who can walk on 2 legs and talk. And to mention, he also walks like a human too. Those are both human traits. To be honest, Elise would just be considered a furry, since a furry is a person who is interested in animals with human traits. Now I'm done with that, but the question is the relationship good? No. They don't really have a dynamic, so it really just isn't good. Now that we're done with the story, how about the gameplay? In my opinion, this is the natural conclusion of converting SA1's and SA2's level design. Like Sonic's White Acropolis is one of the best Sonic levels I've ever played. But in Sonic's story, there's 2 gimmicks. The first one is the Mach speed sections. Sonic runs super fast, and it's your job to steal Sonic, and it plays very mediocre. And there's also the worst snowboarding parts in the series, which is odd because snowboarding was perfect in SA2. 5 years after this game came out, Generations had a pretty good snowboarding segments. But I guess that's all I have to say on Sonic's story. Shadow's doing a mission for Gun. His mission is to rescue an agent, as we heard in the level, it's Rouge. She asks him to take her to the
escort me to the GUN rendezvous point?
So they head to the Rouge drops the scepter she got from Myopopolis. I love how creepy the music is and how he walks like a zombie. This guy then sends Shadow and Rouge to the future in which Shadow says this line.
Power feels very similar to my own chaos control.
Maybe Black, if Shadow knows he can use chaos control to travel through time, why not save Maria from dying 50 years ago? Number 1, he only just found out that chaos control has similar properties to that guy's time travel powers. Number 2, he sent Shadow the Hedgehog who was moving on from what happened 50 years ago. Number 3, even if he did go through with using chaos control, he would have never been sitting in that capsule that Eggman found him in SA2, and he wouldn't have met Rouge or Mega and the others. Like Batman, Shadow did have to suffer, but his suffering and grief helped more than it did it. Shadow and Rouge find Team Sonic and they find the Chaos Emeralds. He goes after Mephiles. Oh, yeah, by the way, this guy's name is Mephiles. Rouge then finds Omega and tells him to go find Shadow. And then he does. Shadow and Omega then hit the propulsor to find Eggman to know about Mephiles. Shadow then saves Sonic from a new character, and after they fight, Shadow and the new character team up. They go 10 years in the past to find out what happened. When they get there, they find an explosion, and people on the floor in blobs. Shadow goes after the purple one, which is Mephiles, and the new character goes after the orange one. Shadow then steals Mephiles and the scepter using chaos control. Shadow and the new character then go back to the past. Now Shadow and Rouge have to go meet up with Omega, who is fighting Mephiles. And Omega has some pretty sad news.
The one that defeats and seals you in the future is me.
It's so unfair. Shadow's always here to defend the world. Despite that,
Eventually, when something or someone is seen as too powerful, it is seen as a threat. And then the world becomes its enemy.
Shadow? Even if you believe everyone in the world will be against you, know that I'll always remain by your side. Remember that.
I will.
Now, no matter what Shadow does, he will not be trusted just because he's the ultimate life form. I've always enjoyed the dynamic of Team Dark. It's nice that there was no drama between the team, because they've been through too much to stop being friends now. If Shadow and Mega have to fight, they will deal with it then, but now they have to stop Mephiles. They try to seal Mephiles using Chaos Control, but it doesn't work since he has adapted since last time.
You must realize now that you cannot hope to stop me with your limited power.
So you say.
It's futile. The world will betray you. Why fight at all? Why risk your life for those who will persecute you later?
If the world chooses to become my enemy, I will fight like I always have.
Like I said seconds ago, if Shadow does have to fight against Mephiles, he'll fight Ven. Even if he has to go against everyone he knows. But now he has to stop Mephiles. This story is amazing. I think the story is amazing and entertaining throughout. Now that we're done with the story part of Shadow's story, what about the gameplay? And I think this is the least fun story to play through. Shadow's more combat focused stages, but that's not my main problem with these stages. My main problem is the vehicles. Whereas vehicles in Shadow the Hedgehog were very optional. There's 4 separate vehicles. The buggy drives just as well as me. The hang glider is automated, but it feels pretty bad to control. The hovercraft will kill you if you flip over, and sometimes it won't be your fault. And motorcycle is the best of all of them, but it still sucks. The gameplay part of the story brings his story down. I don't agree that his story part is one of the best in the series. The new character's name is Silver the Hedgehog. I thought it would be cool to save his name with you until we got to the story. Silver comes from a destroyed future with the only people on screen we see is him and Blaze the Cat. Blaze the Cat is from Sonic Rush. I won't give you a rundown of what happens in that game because I plan to review that in the future. They both fight against Mephiles every day just to get by. And that's when Mephiles comes in. Now I'll state the timeline of events. Silver's story starts before Sonic's story, which I think either starts before or at the same time as Shadow's story. You might be asking how. Shadow sealed them in the scepter and you have to go through time to do that. Number 1, it is never said that you need 2 people to travel through time using chaos control. Even if it did, Rouge and Omega are consistently with Shadow over time. And the Hedgehogs are not the only ones who can do chaos control. Black Doom, the Time Eater, and even Eggman himself in Sonic Advance 3 could use chaos control. Even if you're gonna say that I use a machine to use chaos control, that would mean that Omega can use chaos control too since he's technically a machine. This could be a time where Shadow goes up against Void and still ends up captured. And since we're going back in time, that would mean that there are 2 Mephiles. Mephili? Why would be the plural of Mephiles? Speaking of Mephiles, Mephiles says if he kills Sonic, they will have a better future. He isn't necessarily telling lies since Sonic technically is the thing that triggered Elise to release Iblis. A lot of people criticize Silver and Blaze for believing in him, but we don't have a reason not to believe him. Considering he said he could bring them back to the past, and he did. Sure, he has no mouth, but at the same time, Silver's best friend is someone who can use flame powers. And that's similar to Iblis, so does he really have a place to judge? Silver then meets Amy because she mistakes him for Sonic considering it was really dark. Can you really blame her? They both look for Sonic, but Amy doesn't know that he was looking to kill him. He comes close, but then Amy gets in the way. She's upset that he tried to kill Sonic and leaves. Blaze then meets up with Silver and they go to Eggman's base. At Eggman's base they find the Chaos Emerald. They then ask Mephiles how Sonic released Iblis, but Mephiles says that Sonic is at the train station, and it might be the last chance to kill Sonic. What Mephiles is using is an urgency tactic. It's something that a lot of things in media use. Silver and Shadow goes back to the past to seal Iblis and Elise. Shadow and Silver makes a portal, and while Shadow jumps in, Silver gives Elise the Chaos Emerald. This just messes up the whole Sonic timeline, because most of the games end with him turning super, and without the blue one, he can't do that. Why would they feel the need to do this? Was it to make a connection between Elise and Silver? In that case, they never interact, so the scene is pointless. So anyways, after Elise dies, Silver goes back to the future. Silver and Blaze defeat Iblis, and Silver tries to steal Iblis inside of himself. Blaze already has fire powers, well...
Take Iblis. Don't worry. My soul is already alit with flames. I will be accepted. Come on, make it quick! Use your chaos control to stop time, then seal us into a different dimension!
No! I can't do that to you!
Didn't we already go through this? We agreed to save the world at any price!
I can't! I wouldn't know what to do without you! You fought alongside me to save the world! You're my friend, right?
You're still so naive. But I've always liked that about you.
Blaze!
Good luck, Silver!
Man, you really have to feel for Silver. Like Silver Stories had more highs than it did lows. It's not as good as I remember, but it's still good. But what about the gameplay? I think it was good. Look how Status takes advantage of his psychic abilities. He's able to pick up things by hitting the right trigger, and throw it by hitting the X or square button. To pick up enemies, you have to stun them either by slapping them or using this attack. Hey guys, thanks for watching part 1. Part 2 should be on the way real soon.